Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So you had this black judge make some controversial remarks on the bench. And so because of that, the Las Vegas Police Protective Association is calling for the judge to resign. And basically, this judge made comments about police, and those comments went viral. And basically, she said this. She said, "You're a black man in America. You know you don't want to be anywhere cops are." And she talked about how even as a middle-aged, middle-class black woman, she doesn't want to be where the cops are because she doesn't know if she will leave the situation dead or alive. And so because of that, as I said before, you have this police union in Las Vegas basically calling for this sister to resign. And I want to share my thoughts. You know, I think that black people need to rally behind this sister and support this sister. Civil rights organizations need to rally behind her, as they are doing in Las Vegas, because this woman spoke nothing but actual facts. You know, given the problem of racial profiling in this country and this problem of police brutality, everything that this woman said was on point. Given the fact that black men in particular only make up like 6% of the population, as I've said many times, but they make up 40% of the unarmed people shot and killed by the police, according to a 2015 study done by the Washington Post. So I understand what she's saying. Anytime you got all these situations, every other day you're hearing about another young black person being killed by the police. You know, whether it's Patrick Lyoya shot in the back of the head by the police, or it's that brother who was shot. Like, I think they said it was 60 times that brother was shot, and he was unarmed at the time when he was shot. Anytime you got cases like Walter Scott, a brother who was running from the police, shot in the back and killed by the police, even though he was unarmed and he wasn't committing any kind of crime. He was stopped over a tail light. And because he owed child support, he ran away from the police officer, and the police officer proceeded to shoot him in the back and then tried to stage it to make it seem as if this brother was trying to reach his weapon and all that kind of stuff. And then you got the situation of Botham Jean sitting in the comfort of his own house, and this officer goes into his house and shoots and kills him and claims that she thought she was in her house and she thought he was an intruder. And you look at the case of Breonna Taylor, a young woman who was a victim of a no-knock warrant where the police raided her house and shot and killed her, even though she was unarmed. You got all of these examples. Philando Castile, shot and killed live on Facebook. Eric Garner, choked to death. You know, he was stopped by the police over selling some loose cigarettes, and that brother ends up getting choked to death. And then you had that case of Elijah McClain. This brother was drugged by the police and killed by the police. You got countless examples of this police brutality problem. Countless examples of racial profiling, like in New York, where they had that stop and frisk program, where they were just stopping black people because they were black and searching them and humiliating them and, you know, disrespecting them and all that kind of stuff. And most of the time, they didn't come up finding any contraband. They didn't come up finding guns or drugs. They just found themselves harassing innocent black people based on where they live and based on the color of their skin. This is the type of crap that black people have to put up with. So I understand what that sister is saying. And it's a damn shame that every time one of these incidents happen, these incidents of police brutality happen, these same police unions come out defending the killer cops, come out defending the police that brutalize black people and kill black people. They defend them. They make excuses for them. And here they want to condemn this black woman, this black judge, for speaking actual facts about what police do and how black people perceive police. Anytime you had this problem of racial profiling and police brutality occurring on a regular rate, it is common sense. It is logical for black people not to want to be around cops. Because we don't see the police as protecting and serving our communities. We don't see them as that. We see them as harassing our communities, as oppressing our communities, unfortunately. That is the role they play, and that's part of the reason why communities are less safe. Since the people can't rely on the police, they are not going to reach out to the police to report crimes. They're not going to work with the police because too often the police have been working against the people. We saw what happened with the Gun Trace Task Force here in Baltimore and how they were robbing people, how they were committing crimes and all that kind of stuff. And unfortunately, that's not something that's confined to Baltimore. You know, the findings of the Justice Department, you know, here in Baltimore and in other cities and stuff, you know, about patterns and practices of racism point to the truth of what that sister was saying, what that judge had the courage to say. So we need to stand by this sister, you know, and fight with her so that she can maintain her position as a judge. We need black judges that understand the black experience. We need black judges that are really black and not white men in blackface, like Clarence Uncle Thomas. You know, that Negro, even though he has black skin, he acts and thinks like a racist white conservative man. We don't need any more of those kind of justices. We don't need any more, or judges. We don't need any more wishy-washy, flip-floppity judges on the bench. We need judges that understand the black experience and use that position to enforce justice in the court. And we need to stand behind this sister and support this sister. And the sister's name is Erykah Badu. We need to support her. So with that, you know, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this story? And I will post a link to the article in the description box so that you could check it out. And tell me your thoughts. So with that, please rate, comment, subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit that notification bell so that you'll know when I post new content on here. Peace and blessings. Have a good evening.